What's up, everyone? I haven't posted on here in like 2 months, but in the past 55 days, you guys, I have built a brand new 6-figure info agency from scratch, completely on my own. As you guys can see here, just want to show proof. We are up 25K, 25.2K in the month of September, 2.7K on the day. I'm actually waiting for another invoice to get paid, so that's more like 28K this month. In full transparency, about 60% of that is pure profit because there's people under me that I have to pay out, people on my team that I got to pay out. And I always want to keep things super transparent for you guys. But yeah, I am fucking back, boys. I've been cooking these past 2 months, built a brand new info agency from scratch. And that's what I want to talk about in this video, right? Is how I did it, why I left. I left the LLC, I started my own thing, why I did that, what led up to that decision, what it felt like, how I actually logistically scaled this new venture, this new info agency to 6 figures in such a short amount of time. And then we'll talk about the future and how the fuck I'm going to get to 7 figures, what the future of this channel holds. And yeah, I just want to keep it super raw and authentic for you guys and just tell you guys what the fuck I've been on these past 2 months, and then also like try to make this super valuable and try to get bits and pieces in here that you guys can take away to do the same, because I know there's a lot of people in the info space who watch my channel. So without further ado, let's get into it. All right, so first and foremost, let's address the elephant in the room. I'll give you guys some backstory, because you guys have been asking me, Jason, do you still work with Pierre? Jason, do you still work with Brez? Jason, why did you leave? Yada, 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 right? So I've been getting that in my DMs a lot. So let's just address that real fucking quick here. So if you guys don't know, I have been, for the past 8 months, I was partnered up with one of the biggest names in the space, Pierre Corey. He runs an amazing agency called the LLC. This agency pulls in, multiple hundreds of thousands of dollars a month without getting into too much detail. And in November, I joined on as a partner in the agency, pretty much CMOing all of the offers that he was working on, right? With our biggest client at the time, getting to over $1 million a month in cash collected. So, to set the scene for you guys, right, is I was able to get so much hands-on experience working in this info space, literally like pretty much CMOing all these offers, doing what I'm doing now, but doing it at such a larger scale than what I had ever known previously, right? I picked up on so many new skills. I learned how to run paid advertising. I got access to high-level mentoring that I otherwise wouldn't have had access to. I ran webinar funnels that did over $500,000 a month, call funnels that did $600,000, $700,000 a month, right? Bro, I was in the weeds. I was truly in skill acquisition mode, and I was also getting paid extremely well to do so, right? So for these past 8 months, I've been making consistently between about $15,000 a month and about $30,000 a month, right? Month over month, right? So I want to set the scene for you guys to show you like how difficult of a decision it was to leave, that venture and like what I was doing there. And also on top of that is like, bro, I loved what I did. I love what I do currently, and I loved what I was doing there, right? The people I worked with, just to like say it to you guys too, is like, I am extremely grateful for the journey that I've been on these past 8 months and working with the LLC, and all the things that like I got to do, like the people I got to meet, the experiences I got to have, and the skills I got to pick up on. Like, I have nothing but good things to say about that situation, and I have nothing but gratitude to give to those people who allowed me to experience some amazing opportunities that I otherwise wouldn't have, right? And like, it was such a difficult decision for me to leave. Like just to set the scene, right? I had made such good friendships with the people that I was working with and some people in the space, right? Like, it was genuinely like a fucking cinema. Like we were like, I don't know, there's the lifestyle that we were living and like the things we got to do was so fucking cool. And I loved the people that were around me. I was getting paid well. I'm getting paid, multi 6 figures a year consistently, without having to deal with the headache of being a CEO of a business and having to go and put out, all these fires all the time. Excuse me, there's a plane going by. But like, basically, I had an amazing group of friends. I was getting paid extremely well, at the time, or what I considered to be extremely well. I was doing what I loved, right? I got to just basically focus on scaling these offers. I didn't have to deal with being like a full-on CEO and having to go get clients and go like do certain things like that. And I was also acquiring so many skills and getting paid to do so. Like I literally got paid to learn, and not just learn. Like it's not like I didn't know what I'm doing. Like, bro, I provided a ton of value to the business. I added a ton of value to the business, and anybody can vouch for me when I say that. And honestly, bro, it taught me a lot about what it looks like to run an operation like that. Number one, an agency, an info agency, as well as like the clients we were working with, what it looks like to do things at scale, right? And it taught me a lot about what I like, what I want my business to look like, what I don't want my business to look like, and just basically to sum this part of the video up, I want to just say that I'm extremely grateful. Like, it was just an amazing experience. I'm extremely grateful. I learned so much. I was just super fortunate to be in that situation. I got paid well. Like, I have nothing but good things to say about that situation. And so to kind of transition to why I left is, obviously you guys can see here, I moved to Miami here in April. You guys know that. Let me adjust this camera. I moved to Miami here, right? And so just naturally, like, being around people who are super high level, a lot of people who are making a lot of money, being in an environment in a city like this, my standards raised like very soon after I moved here, right? I was making consistent 15K to 30K a month, and that's great, that's dope. But in Miami, that means like literally nothing. There's a ton of big fish here, as well as, I just started honing in on the goal of $100,000 a month. And I really, that's really, like what started to become my goal ever since I moved here. I think I've said that in previous videos, but I just view myself as a person who deserves to make $100,000 a month. I'm skilled enough to make $100,000 a month. I have 100% conviction that I'm capable of making $100,000 a month, and we'll talk about how I'm going to do that in a second. But the more I started to hone in on that goal, the more I realized, like, kind of how improbable it was for me to get there. Being kind of, not really running the show, not really owning my own business, not really being the CEO, of a company, right? How unrealistic it was for me to get there. Not that it was impossible, right? But the more I focused on the goal, the more it became apparent of the sacrifices I needed to make to get there, right? As well as that, I started to really think back about why I even got in the game in the first place, right? And, everybody gets into the online money game to, number one, make a fuckload of money, okay? Let's get that out of the way. And I mean way more than $30,000 a month, okay? Number two is everybody gets in the game to be their own boss, to be a CEO, to be an entrepreneur, to lead a group of people, right? Like, to be player one, okay? Just simply put, I think in this world there are player ones in this world, and there are player twos. And there's nothing wrong with being a player two. You can make a lot of money as player two, but the people who truly get rich are player ones. And I've always been a player one my entire life. That's why I've made every decision I've made up until this point. And the more I started to realize, like, that's a big reason I even got into this game. And then I started to weigh the fact that it's super dangerous for me to stay in a situation like that, where sure, I could potentially scale up to $50,000 a month, but that's only going to make me more comfortable. It's only going to make the decision to leave even harder. And so the more I started to weigh all these things that were kind of going on, and what I truly wanted in life and what my end goal was in the next 5 years, the more it became just extremely apparent that, in a bittersweet way, that I had to leave, and that truly the people who get rich are the people who do their own shit. So to kind of set the scene of, like, the day where I made the decision to leave, right? It's like, bro, like, put yourself in my shoes. I want to like let you guys know, just like in a personal way, that this felt super risky. Like, I think maybe some of you guys see me and you're like, Jason has it all figured out. Jason, he just fucking knows what he's doing, bro. Bro, I felt so much fear and risk, and it was such a difficult decision to make to leave, right? Once again, to set the scene, I'm making consistent six figures a year, okay? 15 to 30K a month. I'm doing a lot of work, but I don't really have to deal with, like, a headache of there being risk and things not working out and me being a CEO and, like, putting out all these fires, right? I love what I do every day, and I'm doing it with a group of people that I love and that, I would have considered family, right? And to put yourself in my shoes, like, I literally had to sacrifice all of that in order to get to the next level, right? And so it was an extremely difficult decision to make. It felt extremely risky. It was I had to sit on the decision for a day or two and really think about it. And it was a lot of mental stress that, you know, that kind of went on in my head. But like I said, you know, I've taken risks my whole life up until this point. And I think risk tolerance, your tolerance for risk, is something that sets the people apart from people who get super fucking rich. I think the people who get super rich are the people who continually take bigger risks, and they continue to make bets on themselves to get to the next level. Okay, and I've done that. You guys have seen me do that my entire career. Okay, I've quit my job when I was making no money. My first video on my channel, I dropped out of college making $1,000 a month, right? Everything I've done up until this point has been risky. And like, to talk to you guys too, is if you're on this journey, right, and you want to make a lot of money, okay, you want to get into this online money space, whatever, you guys are going to go through the same thing. Okay, you're going to be put in there's going to be so many situations in life where you have to be willing to give up the good in order to become great. Okay, you're going to be in a situation where, yeah, you could go to college, you could get a safe degree. It could be pretty easy. You probably won't even have to try to do that. Maybe your parents pay for your college, right? And what will truly get you to the next level is dropping out. You know, having basically everybody you know and love, your family, not understand you, turn on you. You know, start at complete zero, having no money, having to go work a fucking side job so you can fund your side hustle that is going to eventually become your venture as an entrepreneur, right? Like, there's going to be so many moments, and it never ends. It never ends. At every level, there's an equivalent sacrifice you have to make, okay? And it just never ends. Your tolerance for risk has to be extremely high. And so you guys are going to face similar decisions like this in your own career, and I just want to tell you that, you know, maybe use this as an inspiration, but also just you know, be ready for it, right? And so obviously I came to the conclusion that it was time for me to go. It was an amazing 8 months, but it's time for me to move on to this next chapter. It's time for me to go back to zero in order to have the opportunity to get to 100, right? And that was an extremely scary thing. Like, I cut off all my active income. Sure, I had a little bit of money saved up. You know, I've been making decent money for you know, a decent while now, and I had a little money saved up. But to cut off all my active income once again, to basically, I wouldn't say cut off my friends, but like, you know, to lose out on a lot of personal relationships, because, you know, obviously when you're not working with people every day, you're not seeing people every day, your relationship with them will start to suffer. That's just, you know, a fact, right? To sacrifice that, to sacrifice the comfortable position I was in, and basically start at zero, right? So I made the decision to leave, you know, and immediately I got to fucking work, okay? I got to fucking work. I start putting in, like, I don't remember a day where I haven't worked like 8 to 12 hours in fucking forever. Okay, so since then I've been fucking grinding. I immediately went and I created my offer that I was gonna pitch people on, and I just start aggressively pitching people in the DMs, right? And, you know, I'm not gonna get too into the weeds about the strategy I used because it's pretty saucy, but I just start aggressively fucking pitching people on this new offer I created for this new agency. I was a lone ranger, and I just start slinging, right? There's no fucking time to waste. And I went home actually for a couple of weeks back to my hometown just to get my mind right, just to kind of be by family, be with people who really support me and are always there for me no matter what, and to just lock in and to just be like, to just literally put on my headphones. You know, I also developed a fucking Zen addiction over these past, a nicotine addiction over these past, you know, fucking 2 months. So that's been awesome. But the point I'm trying to make is that, you know, I went home to get my mind right, and I was just locked in, and I haven't looked up ever since. And I just start aggressively pitching people. I get a couple clients under my belt pretty fucking quick. Like, you know, I'm pretty cracked at outreach. So I get a couple clients under my belt. And obviously, guys, you know, I've been in this space. I know what the fuck I'm doing. I've seen offers get to $1 million a month. I've been the marketer behind those offers. I've really been there and done that in this space, and now it was just time for me to go and do it for myself. And I always knew, if I can go out there and get clients, I'm gonna make a fuckload of money, right? So literally the hardest part was just getting clients, and honestly, it wasn't even that hard. So I go and start slinging people. I go home to my hometown to get my mind right. I get a couple clients, and obviously I'm a specialist in marketing, and I can't do every single thing myself. Like, to run these offers full stack takes a lot of fucking work. And to run multiple at the same time takes even more fucking work, right? So soon after I get a couple clients, I call up my boy Jake, who actually used to, be a sales rep at the LLC. And bro, I hit him up, and I need a CSO, a partner to join me on this thing and to take care of the sales side of things while I take care of mainly the marketing and like being the actual CEO and the client acquisition side of things. And bro, I call him up and I kind of make him an offer. I tell him my long-term vision for the company, where I see this going, and Jake hops along. Now I have a CSO to help me manage my offers and help the offers continue to print while I'm doing very high leverage tasks and acquiring new clients and working on things that really are going to push the needle in the business, right? So I brought on a partner is basically what I'm trying to say. Shout out Jake if you're watching this. And yeah, my first couple launches went decent. The first one was a little bit underwhelming. The second one, went pretty well. Got a nice little paycheck from that. I think I made about $7,000 in August. So for the first 30 days, I mean, to like, what this looks like, guys, is I have to go pitch people and get clients, and then I have to do like a 14-day launch with the client. So like the earliest I can collect cash is like 21 days into this whole thing. Like it takes time. But so 7K collected my first 30 days in running this new business. Pretty fucking sick. And now about 28K in the month of September. Once again, at about 60% profit margin. And so yeah, first couple launches do decent, and then the third launch did pretty well. Okay, so for me, it's like, guys, I've been doing for the past 8 months. I've been operating at a scale that is so unbelievably high. Like, I've been operating at a scale that's pretty much 7 figures a month, right? For some of the clients that I was working with in the past, and I know how to get there. Like, I know exactly what the fuck it takes to get an offer to that scale. I know what breaks at every level. I know the things you have to implement. I know the funnel strategies. I know the paid advertising strategies. Like, I essentially know what the fuck I'm doing. That's why I always said if I get clients, it's fucking raps, because I know what I'm doing. I know how to scale an info offer, right? Like the back of my hand. And so all I had to do was take the systems, and I had SOP'd a lot of the things that I had done while I was working, with the LLC. So all I had to do is take the systems that I knew I had, because once again, I really do this shit. I just had to take the systems and implement them for other people, right? And I want to say it was really simple. I won't say it was easy. It still takes time to get these things going, and there's things that go wrong and unpredictable things, but it was really simple. It was really straightforward. I just went and got clients. I did exactly what the fuck I know how to do, and I scaled their offer. And there's more that goes into that. I could get into the weeds here and sit here all day and yap to you about that. We'll certainly talk about that, another time on this channel. But yeah, that is where I'm currently at right now. That's where the agency's at right now. Looking at a 28K revenue month. Once again, 60% profit margin. I haven't even done the math on that. I don't even really look, because you know why? That's fucking no money at all. I'm not happy with that at all. I mean, I'm happy. I'm proud to say that like we got there, pretty quickly. But bro, 7 figures is always the fucking goal. That was the reason I left the LLC. And that's what I'm honed in on right now, is getting this agency to a 7-figure run rate and 6 figures a month, ideally in profit. Like, fuck revenue numbers, ideally in a profit, right? And here's the thing is, the plans I have for this agency, this venture, my clients, the plans I have for my clients, the plans I have for this channel are fucking huge. Okay, so if you are here, you are early. This is why I wanted to turn on the camera, because I want to get this on camera at 15K a month profit. That way you guys can just see the whole journey to 100K a month, and it's literally inevitable. You guys are going to watch me do it. It's not like, oh, like what am I going to do to get to seven figures? And I know how to do it, and it's going to happen. And so all you guys got to do, or you guys get the benefit of just watching me do it, me sharing my insights with you as I do it. And it's just really cool to be able to to document shit like this for you guys. So yeah, the future is bright, boys. I'm bringing on 2 clients in the month of October. So 2 more clients onto what I was doing this month. We have some massive webinars coming up. We're doing some a webinar launch for one of them. One of them is more of an established kind of name in the space. We got webinars running for both of those on top of the current clients I have. So that should be a nice little boost in revenue. I'm actually going to vlog The webinars were supposed to be on the same day, but we actually had to delay one. So I'm going to be vlogging one of the webinars for you guys, kind of going, maybe showing you guys in depth a little bit of the process that I use, and just show you guys live that I really do this shit. You're going to literally see me print off a webinar fucking live, okay? Who else is doing that in this space? And so, yeah, be on the lookout for that. And as far as the future of this channel and my goals for it is, number one, always to keep it pretty like raw and authentic for you guys. Like, I never want to change the person I am to try to, like, I don't know, like make a video for you. So I want to keep it pretty raw and authentic. I want this to be educational, so I want you guys to be able to take value away from my videos. I want it to be personal, so maybe I want to make videos that show my lifestyle. You know, you guys have seen a couple vlogs on the channel out here. I'm out here. You guys seen a couple vlogs on the channel, just some sit down talking videos like this, some update videos. Maybe I get into the weeds, do some more Miro board videos, and, like, you know, educate you guys a little bit if you want that. And yeah, boys, the future is fucking bright. The road to 7 figures starts now. It's literally inevitable. We're gonna fucking get there. And bro, I'm so excited to have each and every one of you, you know, along with me for the ride, right? So anyways, I appreciate every single one of you. Okay, I fucking love you all. And yeah, my Instagram will be in the description of this video if you guys want to go check that out. Shoot me a follow, ask me questions. And yeah, boys, love y'all. I will catch y'all in the next video, and peace.